Well, it's December, so we got to start thinking about what we want to accomplish next year. But first, let's take a moment and just like appreciate how much this business has changed over this year. It's been a wild and crazy ride. First full year monetized, obviously, that's huge on YouTube. And people, whoops, dropped my glasses. And people are really responding to the idea of like a percentage of all the YouTube earnings going to charity. I just learned about a charity called No Kid Hungry. So that's pretty high up on the list right now, but that's future stuff. We kicked off the year with a big purchase. Somebody was going to school in Colorado and sold me their Lego collection, and it had me worried. It had me worried quite a bit because I ended that month with a profit of like $300. And I was like, oh boy, this is what it feels like to spend a ton of money. And it ended up being a really good thing for the channel and being a really good thing for the business because I had a lot of inventory suddenly that people were interested in. And then of course, my subscriber count like exploded after that video because it was my first big like purchasing someone's collection, and that attracted a lot of attention. And then of course, like I forget exactly when it was, I bought the Cloud 9 haul, which we're still going through, still putting stuff together. That had Cloud City in it, and that's really the big one that was in there, to be honest. And all this other like old Star Wars stuff that I'm still excited to have the opportunity to put together. And that ultimately led to the UCS haul that I've been working on the Y-Wing. We got the B-Wing out of there. We got a set I'm gonna go ahead and just pack up in today's video. The Gold Leader Starfighter was in there. There's just a lot of stuff we're going to be working on for a long time, and it feels really good just to kind of not rest on my laurels, but I get to kind of like sit back on it a little bit and be like, okay, if nothing new comes in for the next 3 months, I'll be okay as long as I do the work of putting this stuff together. So it's been a very good year overall. I've made several contacts. Shannon and Kelso are huge. I've talked about them several times, but you know, they're primarily Lego collectors. They go to yard sales and thrift stores and they buy up Lego, and they aren't really interested in going through like the Bricklink and eBay process, and I don't blame them for that. So they sell it to me, and I, you know, really all I have to do is verify their contents, and I resell it, and it's wonderful. I've pulled out some wonderful clones from my collection out of stuff I've bought from them. It's been a wonderful, wonderful relationship that has developed there. And then, you know, I have another relationship who wishes to go unnamed, so I'll respect that. But I've been buying minifigure lots by the pound from them, and I'm just looking to more potential relationships like that in the future, where I can be a resource to others and I'm a resource to them, and hopefully we both grow together. So that's kind of the year in review, and speaking on it out loud, I've come up with like 5 things that I'm really wanting to focus on. So glasses on so I can read. So Bricklink value, one of my big goals has been getting, you can probably hear that siren, it's fine, has been getting the Bricklink store to a value where like if it all sold in one day, I could live for a year. And that number for me has been $36,000. If I want to sell $36,000 in product, I need to have $36,000 for sale. And of course, I've talked about this before, but like, you know, you post 200 items, $75 sells, and 200. So it's not like a hard and fast number, but getting my store to the $36,000 mark has been a huge goal for me. And last month, November of 2024, I very comfortably posted $2,000 in parts. And it was definitely more because I wasn't tracking the sales and the recoup, So let's just say $3,000. That's probably generous. Let's say $2,500. For easy math, let's say $3,000. So over the course of the next 12 months, January through December 2025, I could post $36,000 in parts. And that's not in addition to like all the complete sets and other things I'm selling. So I think next year's the year. I think next year is the year I'm going to do it. And if some things keep going the way they are going, and I don't see any reason why they should not, I'll probably hit it earlier. And I'm very excited about that. Stay tuned for that journey. Step 2, beautification. It's kind of ugly in here. I mean, it looks cool, right? With the walls and the shelving. But we need to get some cool lighting in here. We need to the YouTube channel is growing. We need to have the space grow with it. So I want to get some cool lights. I've realized that there is wall space where I could be putting stuff here, like just up here. Obviously our tools have to live somewhere for taking care of the house, and we're only going to get more as we grow as a family. But right there is great shelf space that I could be using to display stuff. And that's wonderful. And then this all, of course, would look a heck of a lot better if there was a cool light right here, cool light right here. So I want to do that too. So beautification, that's a big one. I want to make this look like a cool spot. I did have a goal of wanting to hire someone in 2025. I don't see that happening yet. Maybe halfway through 2025, I can make that happen. But if I do end up doing that, I want this spot to be a place where they can come hang out and have it be a cool place for them to be. Also need to get a heater so they don't have to show up in their jackets. And in the summer, that would mean an air conditioner so they don't have to show up and sweat the whole time. And then I want, when a new subscriber discovers this channel and they see this really cool studio setup and they see this really cool Lego collection going on, I want them to be able to go back through the videos and see, holy crap, this dude just started out of a closet in his apartment. Like, how cool is that? So that's a plan there. Step 3, cleanification. This is a mess. This is a mess. This is a mess. This is a mess. This is all kind of like in process stuff, so I don't feel too bad about that. This starts getting a little iffy. Kind of in process. They're all out of the UCS haul. So, but I'm not going to get to them for a while, so there's no reason for them to sit there, right? This is atrocious. Just stuff piling up here. That needs... The system itself is working. The organization system itself is working. It just can't live like that. That is not efficient. And it needs to be off the floor. And then I have stuff like this happen where I kind of toss boxes to the side. It's not a good habit and I need to get out of it. So starting today, I'm going to clean that up and try and keep up with it. And that goes back to, if I eventually hire somebody, if I expect them to keep the space clean, I need to keep the space clean. So, step 4, expansification. That's not a word. Bricklink is growing and my eBay journey is shrinking. And so that means all of this needs to get expanded on. And that means all of those eBay drawers over there will probably get converted into Bricklink drawers. And it's going to be a slow process because I have to use company profits to buy the things I need to expand. So, theoretically I could take out a loan or something, I suppose, and just do it all in a day or two. But I haven't taken out a loan to do any of this so far. So to do that now feels wrong. So I really don't want to do that. As far as expansification though, I talk about this quite a bit. I still spend way too much money. And it causes issues of not being able to grow because I've spent money in places I probably shouldn't have. So if expansification is my goal, I need to get my spending under control as well. There, I'm looking at myself in the eye and saying that. Step 5, Step 5, futurification. I'm just making up words now. Futurification. I mentioned it on a live recently, where it'd be wonderful if I outgrew this space in, say, like 5 years. I've maximized what I'm able to do in this garage. And it gets to the point where I have to purchase or rent like a warehouse space. That would be neat. That would be really, really cool. And what would really drive it home for me, this is the idea, is it would have a big enough space to run the Bricklink store out of, run like the retail side of things, and then have like a Lego museum display in another space. That to me would be really cool. And I have a whole like vision in my brain of how it would go. And I think I'm gonna start a little journal of like drawings and stuff of how that could go and keep me focused on that. It would be really neat because what happens now, I come from a long line of hoarders, first of all. So the whole idea of selling stuff off is really good for me because I get to buy the thing, I get to play with the thing, and then I get to get rid of it. I don't like keep it and like, don't touch my stuff. So the whole idea of like selling things is really good for me. But that being said, there's some really cool stuff I've had to let go of that I kind of regret letting go of. And my kid is only going to get older and be interested in this kind of stuff. So on the one hand, I get to teach him of like, hey, it's just stuff ultimately, and you can let things go. But on the other hand, I want to like have fun with him with this stuff and not have him think like you can't own things, you can't have fun, it's all about money and all this stuff. So having like a museum or some kind of, I don't know, museum sounds so stuffy, but like a private collection display where people could like, you know, pay $5, walk through, have a little build station, and you know, they can leave it or take it home, that kind of thing. I think it'd be really neat. And I could hold on to some of the stuff again, but in a healthy way, if that makes sense. So that's kind of where my head is at right now. Let me know your thoughts. It's been a wild year, everybody. Absolutely crazy. First of all, bought a house. Like, what? I thought I was gonna be in an apartment the rest of my life, but the odds were in our favor, and I've got to build this business up from reselling anything and everything to like, you know what, I think I just want to focus on Lego. And it's constantly becoming more and more of that idea where I don't touch others' things. I haven't sold a t-shirt in ages. I used to sell t-shirts. I hated it. And I haven't done it in ages because the Lego takes care of whatever income I would have made from t-shirts. It's a wonderful, wonderful feeling. So I guess thank you, all of you, for all the support, whether it's your finances, whether it's your attention, whether it's both. It's greatly appreciated. You're helping me achieve something, and I'm very glad, like I said at the beginning of the video, that I'm finding a way to pay it forward by getting involved with charity and raising money for that. And it's always a good feeling too when I get messages. I won't reveal who they were because I don't know how public they want it, but somebody in the Discord was saying like they really appreciated the Discord channel and the community that I created and that everybody is helping create and modify and grow, because he was a war veteran, he is a war veteran, and it feels good to have a place to go where he can just talk about this thing he likes doing. And I'm always very careful not to like have religion and politics and all this other big world stuff come into the picture. So I seem to be creating a place, and people seem to be responding to and want to help me create this place where no matter who we are or where we come from or what beliefs we have or whatever our background is, we all agree we love these little plastic bricks. And that's an exciting thing. We can all agree on that, and we can all have fun around that. And we can argue about which theme is best, but ultimately we all know we love Lego, and it's really cool. Really, really cool. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for that, and for helping me build this and becoming such an integral part of this. I think there are many of you now that I'm comfortable calling you friends, and that's really neat. So thanks for the check-in, if you're still here, and let's get back to selling stuff and finding cool Lego and having a good time.